Hi, everybody. All right, guys, you should be able to see everything in the feed shortly. David, I wanted to take this opportunity really quick. Everybody, this is Deanna Dobsoff. I'm the co-chairman of the Exp Military Network, and I am based out of New Mexico. And my fellow co-chair, Adam Kurtz, who's out of Florida. Great to have you guys on board and talking with us. I'd love to have an opportunity to have David. Will you share with us a little bit about the EXP Military Network?
Hey guys, how you doing? First of all, super excited. Can you hear me?
We need everybody to mute their world, please. There you go. I'm not sure who. Becky, Barbie, can you please mute whatever is playing in the world?
It's not me.
It's all yours. Go for it.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Go for it, David.
All right, crazy times. We're trying to negotiate with technology. And obviously, you guys know that always doesn't work out, but we're doing our very best here for the first ever military network education day. I think I got to tell you guys, I'm sorry, I just go right into it. My name's David Kurz. I am the co-chair of the military network this year. Super excited to have this opportunity to be here with you guys. I am a United States Marine. I did serve 9 years with the Marine Corps. Did have the opportunity to travel the world and enjoy the life of the military. And my experience coming out of the military was an experience that I think many military members share, and it was the experience of holy crap, what do I do now, right? Like, for the last 9 years, I had to shave my face, put on a uniform. I was told what to do. It was very easy. And now it's like you got to figure things out on your own. And as the military network, what we are attempting to do and what we are going to do for our members is we're going to give them a safe space and a home to come to. And so when you think about that for a moment, EXP is such an amazing company with all the opportunities that it has. And it's a no-brainer for a former military person to leave the military and become a real estate professional. It really is a no-brainer. We could go into hours on why that makes so much sense. But as a military network, we're creating a network of people that are like-minded, that are super excited to be in this industry with this company and have the background that we have. We have a space where we can discuss the disciplines that we've learned in the military and what we've taken away from it and how we can adapt it and bring it to where we are today in this career, in this military career. And we're going to take this even further, guys. I mean, you have no idea how much work is being done behind the scenes to create further education, transitional education, support systems, even down to emotional support systems. So we're doing amazing things at the Military Network, and we appreciate you guys being present with us today.
Great, David. Thank you so much for sharing that. And, we do have a lot of things happening in the background here at the EXP Military Network. We've got a lot of areas of focus, and we've got a couple of our leads who are working in those areas. For example, we've got some goals to work on, obviously, visibility and building a strong military community. We also have the Military Referral Network. We are working on, I know both their Davids are going to be working on attraction and transition for military members and military spouses coming into real estate careers, also working on training and retention programs. And then we've got Barbie and Becky here who are going to talk a little bit about the education and veteran and military spouse resources that we're working on. So I kind of want to talk a little bit first. David, will you guys share with us a little bit about what you guys are working on? David Gould, if you could introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what's happening with attraction programs and some of our vision for the upcoming year.
Sure. Thanks for that, Deanna. So I'm David Gwilt. I'm a 20-year U.S. Air Force veteran, still in service, getting ready to retire and close that chapter here in the next few months, and transition out myself. And a lot of what we focus on within our company and have focused on for the last couple of years now is helping veterans transition out of the military into real estate if that's a career field that they choose to pursue. And so we've created and established over the last couple of years a DoD skill bridge program, have been an approved provider with them. And then within this panel, looking at how to try to enhance that, within the company, look at the types of requirements that are needed to set that up and what someone that wants to do that, what type of background they should have, what type of experience and also tools that they should be providing, because it's definitely not just drop them into, EXP world or put them on fast track or whatever, or fast start. There's a lot of additional stuff as all the vets know, that you go through when you transition. So a lot of it's about community building and all that type of stuff. We're trying to make sure that that's still there, the camaraderie and all that. So if they have a place to go to as they transition out, as David said, I haven't quite experienced it yet. Again, I'm getting ready to separate, and retire, but seen a lot of friends go through it. And that transition can be tough for some, right? When you go from steady, structured days every single day, to especially the real estate world where it's, polar opposite, completely unstructured. And so we're trying to help soften that landing for our folks that are coming out, and then looking to how to help educate them and help them be successful, right, as they start this career and transition out from serving to serving in a different way.
Great, David. Thank you so much. And David Kurz, tell me a little bit about some of the, once folks work through that transition and come into EXP, what are some of our visions that we're putting into play right now, or what you're working on in terms of training programs for military members and spouses who are coming in and wanting to make real estate careers?
I think, one of the biggest focuses that we have is creating a program that speaks military language. When someone like David Gwilt, who's about to retire from the Air Force, he's got 20 years of speaking military language, right? And you don't just shake that off. As a matter of fact, I know Marines that served 3 years in 2 years in Vietnam and haven't been able to shake off military language, And it's something that sticks with you, stays with you, and it changes your mindset, changes your mentality. So to be able to create training programs that speak the language that is easily understood is a strong passion for us, because taking programs, for instance, I wrote a program called the SOP that we hopefully will integrate into what we're doing with the military network. And the SOP is a military term. It's every shop in the military has an SOP. People know what that is. It's an easy acronym that people understand right away coming out of military. So having a transition program, having a program that will take people from being active duty to now being a civilian, to trying to understand what that actually means, like by itself, and then transitioning into an entirely new career in which they have no forward movement from anyone else. Because let's face it, every one of us is an independent contractor and we work on our own, right? Unless you join a team or something like that. But even then, you're an independent contractor, right? And for military folks leaving their bases and headed to an area like I did, I came to Miami. If I would have joined a team here in Miami, trust me when I tell you, it was not going to be a military-based team, right? Like no one was going to speak my language. So it was going to be even difficult for me to transition with them. And so we're creating programs and creating systems in place that will allow these military members to come over, transition, join our military MilNet, right? Our network, be a part of something that they feel extremely comfortable with, and be able to launch and understand an entirely new career.
Awesome. Fantastic. Are there any other programs or any other visions that you guys are working in terms of the transition in education at all for the network? I know that we were talking eventually future, we're maybe looking at some military spouse career initiatives. Also, I know that we're trying to find a few folks to work on that on your group, because I don't think we have any spouses on your little squad that you guys are working on at this point, but we're trying to do something like that. I know,
think, there's also, I know that there's a future in which we would like to see scholarships and grants being given to military spouses and military members transitioning into the industry. And I know that's something that we're all passionate about, and something that's going to take a ton of work. And hopefully everybody sitting here watching this right now will show us some massive support. But to be able to have scholarships for military members and military spouses, and Deanna can talk more about the military spouse and why real estate is such an obvious career for a military spouse who bounces around every 2 to 4 years, right? To a different state or country for that matter. And being able to look at a military member or military spouse and say, join our company, we'll give you a scholarship to go get through the school, pay for the licensing, do whatever needs to be done so that you can transition into this career. I think that's huge, and we'll get there.
Exactly. Another thing that we're, as David mentioned, I happen to be, I'm a military spouse. Actually, I'm an Army brat and an Air Force wife. So you could say I've spent more years in the military or tied to the military than even my husband has. My father was 34 years Army. My husband, 31 years Air Force, so quite the long time. And you're right, military spouses have a unique opportunity in that real estate is an easily portable career. And I know Becky and Barbie have been working on a great list for folks about all the different licensing perks for military members and spouses and even their family members. Barbie or Becky, do you want to share anything about that?
Yeah, sure. I'm Becky Parker, and my husband is a retired Navy man. And basically, like David was saying, we as spouses really do have a challenge on career, having our own career. So that's where my passion comes into helping with this group. And what Barbie and I have put together is basically we're searching all over the United States to see what type of programs are available to us. Many times they waive application fees, things like that. So all those little details, we're putting it together for you to really try and help get the most out of the career and make it as easy as possible for the spouses to get into the business or service members to get into the business.
Yeah, it looks here. We had a question from the crowd. They were thinking, thought the state of Florida gets some type of discount or get to take the test for free. I believe there is, isn't there?
Yes, actually there is. There's also they have a military exemption too, where you get an application fee. I think they waive your application fee. We're getting some more information on that, but we've done some research, and we always find that they change things up on us a little bit. But yeah, they do have that exemption out there for military and retired, active duty. And as far as the scholarship program for a military school, we're still in the works on that one, though. I've not found where that can be done.
Right. So, Jake, I know that Jake joined us a little bit later. Jake is introduce yourself, and you're on mute right now, but introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about where you're from. I know that you're helping David Gwilt and David Kurz on some of the education and the transition programs, or excuse me, the training and transition programs. What are some of the things that you're working on with the network?
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay? I just want to make sure first. I've got all the world and everything pulled up.
So make sure you mute your world.
Okay. I don't know how to mute the world, so
Just mute your computer.
deal. So yeah, so can you guys, but it's come through okay?
Yeah, you got an echo on the world.
All right,
Yeah,
come
be
back.
all right.
Come back and I'll mute the world.
All right, cool. All right, so we'll have Jake share in just a minute. Some of the other things that we've been working on, Becky and Barbie. I know, in addition to the training and education list that you've been working on, your primary focus and goal is education and resources that are important, in particular to our veterans, our active military, because we do have folks who are still actively serving in the military and pursuing real estate careers, and also our military spouses. What are some of the goals and some of the things that you're working on for the rest of the year here for the EXP Military Network?
Good morning. I'm Barbie Hawkins, and I am an Army veteran of 20 years. I served in the Alaska Army Guard for 18 of those years. I'm also an Army spouse, and my husband served 3 tours of Vietnam and retired after 29 years of service. The other things that Becky and I have been working on, along with our team, Melissa and Sherry, are just making sure that we provide some resources or pull some lists together to help agents become better agents for their veteran clients or their military clients. There's so many programs available for public servants and veterans, but many agents, they want to put on the MRP designation or say that they want to work for, do the best they can for veterans, and they're all about getting the veteran clients, but many of them don't understand or even know what resources or what programs are available for their client. So that's our other focus, and our goal is to pull enough resources together just so to be a one-stop shop. Jump on EXP Military Network and be able to pull those resources and just take a look to see what's available state by state. And we also want to invite other agents, other EXP members, veterans, to, if you know of anything or have any information to share that's specific to your area or your state, chime in, pop it in there for us. We're here to help each other and be a resource so that we all can be a better steward of our military community.
Yeah, and to expand on that too, there are tons of programs that are out there for veterans and spouses, even and our children, even after service. So we are looking into those programs because we all go through different walks of life. We all go through phases. So there may be a program out there to actually help us on a personal level. Obviously we're business related, but from a personal resources that we can tap into as well. And so we're here, to be a well-rounded community.
Fantastic. Thanks, Becky and Barbie. We've had a couple more of our team members join on. We have a really strong leadership team here at the EXP Military Network. And I want to give Terry and Joe a chance to introduce themselves, share a little bit about what they're working on, and some of the reasons for jumping on board the Military Network and helping us out. Terry, why don't you go ahead and start, and we can then have Joe and then Jake. Hopefully you got your sound figured out. We'll have you introduce a little bit about yourself too. Okay. So Terry, welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. So a little bit about myself, I guess you want to hear, and why I'm jumping in this. So I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia. I grew up in a military household myself. My dad retired Navy. Grandfather was in the Army. Tons of family through and through, all the different branches. Myself, I did, both my parents were in real estate. I didn't want to do real estate, so I joined the Marines. Joined the Marine Corps. Did Semper Fi, David. I see you over there. So did that for 6 years, active duty. Loved it, loved every second of it. But I just felt like there was something else calling me. Not sure what that was at the time, but I got out, had a job for a year or two. Mom sold me my first place, and then I got the itch for real estate. So jumped into real estate, always having a focus on our military. Being in Virginia Beach, there's a base every time you turn around. Almost everybody you run into is some way connected somehow to it. But yeah, it's all I knew growing up. It's all I knew all my life. And then when I saw this, EXP was actually taking a charge towards the military, and actually recognizing and wanting to be more involved in helping educate and spread the word and take care of our military members everywhere, because now we are an international company, crazy enough as that is from where we were a few years ago. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to jump in, be a part of it, be included, be able to give back, and just fill in, kind of like in the military, fill in where you're needed. But I know definitely one of the focuses is, I want to help bring some of our military in, because sometimes they get out and not sure what to do. I've had so many friends get out with things that don't relate to the outside world. One of my friends that he worked with stingers, shooting down planes, and that doesn't really translate much in the civilian world. So we could use jobs like that and other things to help build a career, something to take care of him, his family, and so many others across the board. There's so many people, whether they want to do it part-time, full-time, whatever. But, real estate can be a really rewarding career. And for those that want to be involved in it, I want to give back and help bring those in, train them up, and make them, successful leaders in their own communities, so they can turn around and give back too and keep paying it forward. So that's kind of my story. Nope, I can't hear you now. I think you're muted. I'll keep talking if everybody else.
There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I'm multitasking here. Joe, tell us a little bit. I know you're based out of Texas, and you're going to be working with me in the world to make the presentation on the next panel. But tell me a little bit about what you're working on with the EXP network.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon or good morning to whoever's out there. My name is Joe Schromick, and I'm one of your EXP military leadership. I am a 23-year veteran. I have the distinction of serving in 2 different branches. I am 4 years in the United States Air Force, where I was an aircraft mechanic. And then I was 17 years in the Texas Army National Guard, where I was a Cav Scout based out of Bryan, Texas. I came to EXP about 2 years ago. My military lineage, I can trace back to pre-Revolutionary War. I have had a member of my family in the armed forces since this country began, and it was my honor and privilege to continue that through my 23 years. I look forward to working with everybody on the leadership team. I look forward to working with you in EXP world or outside of the world, and we look forward, the EXP leadership team looks forward to working with everybody to try to get forward and make this a better place for us.
And Jake, you're back, right?
I'm back. I had to leave the world. I don't know how to mute the entire world. I don't know what the deal is. Superman apparently mutes the world a lot better than I do. So just hanging out in StreamYard.
So share with us a little bit about some of the projects that you're working on with David Gwilt and David Kurtz, and even some of the outreach that you're doing within EXP.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, so David Gwilt has kind of taken over the attraction piece, let's say, and the education piece for military. I feel like I am nothing but like just a tiny cog that's helping everybody out. So don't count me in as the biggest participant, but yeah. So what we're doing for EXP, we're trying to build awareness both for military members and for people just inside EXP. I think a lot of people don't realize how many veterans are really in EXP. So that's a big piece, I think, for all of us, is to get us all together first and foremost. Secondly, on the outside, I speak to veterans on a daily basis, especially ones who are either in real estate or even not in real estate. I actually just had somebody join literally yesterday who is a veteran. Literally was like, oh my gosh, like, why has nobody told me about EXP before? And I'm like, because I was coming along, don't worry about it. But yeah, so I personally think EXP is probably like one of the best places for veterans and spouses too. So we've got that going on. Today, obviously, we have a panel on building a team and how that's going to help folks who are either military, or even if you're not military, I'd say join either way. Some of the stuff that's going to be coming through and some of the nuggets you're going to get dropped by both David, myself, and then Mike Nelson, who will be joining us later, I think is going to be pretty much invaluable. But I'm excited. I'm glad that this big revamp for EXP Milnet is here. I personally love being on stuff like this. Background on me, I served for only 6 years. I know we have a lot of rock stars up here, or like, lifers. I am not a lifer. I'll admit it. I'm a one deployment and done kind of guy, personally. So did 6 years in the United States Army as a combat medic. I served with an infantry unit, deployed in 2010, got out and decided I was going to go work for the VA. So I worked for the VA for quite a long time, both in benefits and in medicine. I was fortunate enough to go back to school using my VA benefits and voc rehab, and was able to get, I don't even know how many degrees at this point, thanks to the good old VA. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me, and I'm glad to be a part of this. I'm excited for this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jake. So let me share with everybody a little bit more about what's going on. You've heard everybody talk about, we're trying to build visibility. We're trying to build community, and some of the things that we're working on, if you haven't already noticed, and if you look towards the right side of the screen, folks that are in the EXP world, on the right side of the screen, we have a link if you want to get involved with the EXP Military Network. We do have a very, very active EXP workplace community. That link is up there on the screen. We also have a link to the EXP Military Referral Map. If you're looking for somebody who is working in a particular area near a particular military base, or any other area around the country, you can go there and find EXP agents that have experience with the military who would be great to refer for your clients and other referrals that you have coming by. In addition, on that side of the screen, we also, if you want to learn more about getting involved with, as an Infinity member, somebody who is a supporter of the military, you want to learn more about working with military families, we do have some other groups here in EXP. We have the VA rep group, and we have the MRP group, and also the PCS agent referral network, which is all agents out there who are looking to help the military. So that's where you can get involved there. But if you really want to get involved with our network, please go ahead and take a look at the link about joining the actual network group. Some of the other things that we're doing, I know all of us are really excited for the first time ever. David, you may want to, Kurz, you might want to chime in on this. For the first time ever, we are going to be having the EXP military breakfast at Shareholders in Florida. And on the screen, you're going to be able to see information about the military breakfast, and also instructions. The key, though, is if you want to attend the military breakfast, it is a free event for everybody. And you do need to change your registration for Shareholders to include the military breakfast. And David, are you planning on being there?
I'm absolutely going to be there. I'm looking forward to this. This is the first time that the EXP Military Network gets a great presence at Shareholders. And God willing, guys, if you jump in, participate, register, come have a free breakfast with us, listen to a few great announcements that are going to happen. I think the bigger of a splash we make, the bigger we will be at EXP Con. in November. Or October, I think now. I don't even know.
Yeah.
And you know, that's just what it's about. It's about supporting each other and really taking the military network to the next level. And that breakfast is going to be phenomenal, guys. So come out to the breakfast. I do know it happens to be at the same time as a 5K. So if you're gung ho and you really want to go run like somebody's chasing you, that's okay. Otherwise, I'll meet you at breakfast.
I think the 5K is going to be over, and you'll be able to maybe jump in for the last half
Come sweaty,
hour.
guys. Come sweaty. It's good. We're happy to have you.
Absolutely. We definitely, we're really excited. We have a great sponsor for the military breakfast. For those of you who don't know, our sponsor is Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants. You're going to be able to learn more about them in the EXP Military Workplace Group. But they're going to be help sponsor that breakfast. We're going to have a couple of speakers. So we can share about our programs, make some other announcements. So we are really excited about that. That's kind of a first time ever opportunity for us. Some of the other things that we're looking to work on, guys, if you want to get involved, also on the screen, I'll change that. There is a form. I know I'm getting tons of messages here in workplace, people just wanting to know how they can get involved. And we do have I think we have about 14 people on our board, but we have a lot of other areas that need help. And you know, helping David and Jake and excuse me, Terry and everybody on all of the programs. So you can do that. Or if you're interested, we're going to be starting later half of the year, creating and setting up all of our state squads. And so we're going to have EXP Military Network represented in all of the states. That link is also on the board. So anyone who's interested, let me know. Anybody else want to add in while I go and cough? David?
Yeah, sure. Somebody was asking if we could get the slide with the links back up. There were a couple people that wanted to click on one of those 3 links. So they were asking if we can get the link back up. I appreciate that. Or if we could get the 3 links into the chat, that would be amazing as well.
Yeah, let me go ahead and work on that.
Okay, awesome.
Have anybody seen any questions that popped up in the feed?
I'm checking right now. Guys, if you have questions, please go ahead and jump in. I know we have, there's like a little bit of a delay between the systems. So you might be hearing something that we said and then we keep moving. I understand that the sound is kind of weird. Some staff has been writing in there. JC has been writing how to get that squared away. So if you guys are still having problems, type it up in there so we know and we can make it better for you guys, because we do have a long day of education. I want to make sure everybody walks away with amazing stuff today. I see Cavalry. I see 19D all the way. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, love, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up the slide real quick for the rest of the programming that we have coming on. So if David, if you would like to, or anyone whose program it is, kind of go over and tell us a little bit about what everybody can expect. And I'm going to put that up right now. They'll be able to hear you. They just won't be able to see you.
Woohoo.
So I'll start real quick. Coming up in our next program at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be leading a group talking about marketing to military markets. We have 3 great folks that are going to be joining us. We're also going to have a handout that's going to give everybody in the EXP community some ideas about what you can do to help, expand your military market. And then, Jake, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with your program?
Yeah, so at 10 a.m. Pacific or 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, we're going to be talking with Mike Nelson and David Gwilt about building a team, kind of some steps to build a team, maybe some pitfalls to building a team. We are literally going to go over everything in an hour period that we can to help you be successful at building a team. And we're going to kind of take that into the how did the military and the different things that we learned in the military help us become successful at building teams? And then go one further. If you want to be really focused out and niched on, your team being focused on the military and veterans and that kind of thing, well, we're going to go into that as well. So don't forget to join us. It's going to be great. You're going to get a lot of nuggets from it.
Awesome. Then at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Jesse and I are going to be bringing in a few guests, Jason Sharon, Jennifer Kurz, and Leroy, with 3 different lenders that are going to be coming on board, and they're going to be chatting it up with us to talk about VA financing myths and truths. And I know that many of us out there, we run into these hard stops with the VA loan and VA buyers, and it just comes from a lack of education on the VA loan. And so we want to take the opportunity to prove to you, number one, how strong and how acceptable the VA loan is. And number two, we want to be able to debunk all the myths that are out there and give you some solid truths that are going to help you grow your business that you may not know about the VA loan and how it could be used.
Thank you, Julie.
All right. This is David Guelt at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. I'll be on talking about building wealth through VA financing. Building wealth is something that I'm very passionate about, and VA financing obviously is something that we have as military and veterans that the rest of society doesn't have. It's sort of the golden ticket within real estate as far as getting in with zero down. I've got 4 panelists that'll be on there with me that are practitioners within the industry, helping military members do this in a variety of ways. Everything from buying a house at each duty station you go to what myself and Frank help counsel a lot of folks on, which is house hacking in high cost areas, how to get in and be able to do homes within high price areas, not within your BAH, if you will, but building wealth through other alternative means, whether it's multifamily or single family and renting out rooms. And then also I'm going to drop a little piece about how we've personally essentially used the VA loan to buy into apartment buildings, which technically on paper you can't do, but in the roundabout way, as far as how we've used the financing, refinancing, et cetera, you can, and how that, creates more wealth and accelerates your wealth. So we'll chat about that and walking through wealth building overall using VA financing.
Great. And Becky and Barbie, tell us a little bit about what you've got going on for our wrap-up program.
Okay, so we are going to be talking about all the various programs available to support the lives of veterans and spouses after service. And we've got several different speakers from various organizations coming in to share details of all those programs for us. We had anything from working on getting a higher disability rating for the service member. We have programs available for spouses, children, how to get involved with the American Legion and all the great things that they do as well. So it's going to be a pretty jam-packed hour there.
Fantastic. Hey, guys. So we do have a couple of questions that have been coming across, and we've had a few folks who have asked a little bit about how to get involved in, obviously, in the network. Again, I've put those messages or the links in the feed. I put information about the actual EXP MilNet workplace group and our referral website, some of the extra groups that we have out there for folks that are maybe not military members or spouses, but definitely work with the military. We have those groups out there for them. It's in the feed. It's also on the right-hand screen. And then a couple other folks have asked, let's see, we had a gentleman bring up that the DOD has the DOD My CAA program, which offers $4,000 scholarships to eligible military spouses. I wanted to make sure we let you guys know about that. Then we also have a few people who have asked a little bit Obviously, if it's going to be recorded, yes, of course, this is being recorded. You can also go and look. I think JC in the world has given the link to the live feed for those of you who want to do that. And I'm looking down here, going down here, see if there's any other questions at all. Guys, go ahead and put your questions into the world and let us know. We did have a question here. Looks like some folks have been, their favorite part is my husband and I are able to build our real estate portfolio through VA loans. It looks like that workshop, David, is going to have a lot of interest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And anything else, guys? We've got a couple more minutes here before we go into our passing period between programs. Anything that you guys would like to add at all? I'm going to bring you guys back up. Anything you'd like to add at all about your areas of interest, where you need help in your areas that you're working on, and where people could get involved?
While you guys are thinking about that, I'd really like to let everybody in the room know that if you're military or military spouse, make sure you join our group. We should get the link to our group in there. If you're not a member of our group, we do have a military referral group as well, and we have a military only group as well. Those are the approved groups by EXP. There's a lot of folks trying to create all kinds of other groups, but those are our approved groups. So join us there. Trust me when I tell you we're going to be bringing so much information, programming, and advantages to you that you just want to be attentive to what's going on. So get in the group. Second of all, share the news, right? Like let other military members and spouses know what we're doing here so that they can also join our group and use it when you're speaking to other military members trying to transition into our industry or that are already in our industry. Let them know what we've got going on here, so that they can come on board with you and they can become a member and be a part of something that's going to be, that is growing and is amazing already. And it's just going to become more and more amazing as time goes on.
David,
Yeah.
that's a good point about the different groups. There are a lot of groups out there that are, mention military in their title and things like that. Just remember, if you want the information that is endorsed and being supported by EXP, all the programs, you do want to be on the EXP Military Network or one of the other 3 groups that I mentioned. One thing to keep in mind when you do go to join the EXP Military Network, we do have a join form. And the reason we're doing that is we want to find out, where did you serve, what your military background is. And we also are asking for a little bit more information because we want to be able to really celebrate all of our military members and spouses. You may be asked to maybe upload a photo or something, because if whenever you join our group, we celebrate you on Welcome Wednesday. And then we're also going to be doing what I think is going to be excited, and I'm excited about doing, is we are going to be working at doing agent spotlights for agents out there in the military network who are doing some pretty amazing activities. Obviously, a lot of folks on this committee. I mean, Jake's doing some amazing things in his backyard. So is David, both Davids actually. We're going to do some interviews with them, Becky, Barbie, everybody. But we also want to feature you, the military member or spouse, and your careers, what you're doing in your communities and your neighborhood to support the military and really grow your businesses. So one of the reasons the join form is there, so we can get some of that information and start lining up our, I guess you say, our schedule for all those features, and be able to bring a lot of great content to everybody. Guys, we've only got about 2 more minutes before we kind of go into a holding period for the next workshop. Anything you want to add, folks? Anything, guys?
I would just say, for those that are, in attendance today that are, prior military, again, thank you for your service, active military, etc. I think we all have a common bond from that, obviously. But this is, if you look at this, I'll talk to David and Deanna real quick. This is, leadership at its best, bringing together a strong team, right? This is organic within EXP, right? By military, for military. something that we've been requesting and we're able to get granted by EXP. So as you have ideas, bring them up to this team, so that we can look at them and figure out if that's something that we can put on the plate to implement this year, or if we need to table it for next year. But we're always looking to make this better for all those that we're serving.
Absolutely, guys. If you're not on the committee and you want to get involved again. I think I've got the link up again in EXP World about squad leaders. If you have an idea, something that is really of interest to you, that you really want to see us start doing, maybe even take charge and lead the charge on that issue, we'd love to have you come on board. Overall, guys, I am so excited for this year. I mean, getting the opportunity to bring all of this talent together and really make a change in our EXP community to bring value to our military members and military spouses building real estate careers. Guys, we've got a great 12 to 18 months ahead of us, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, guys, I really appreciate you being on board. Our next presentation is going to be the it's marketing to military markets, and I'm excited for that. So I'm going to let all of you guys get off the stream. We're going to put everything on hold. Now, this stream will stay running in EXP World, and we're going to have a couple people get up on stage and kind of hype up the new group that's coming on. I'll be back on stage. I think some of you will be out there to answer any questions that come up. We're going to open the mic in the EXP World, and we'll have about 10 minutes approximately until our next presentation. But guys, thank you so much. I'm so thrilled to have you as part of our leadership. Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll see you
Thank
soon.
you.